Hey YouTube, what's up? Jason5267 here, and this video is gonna be on base defense and basically a new base that I made. Not a new base, but well, in a sense a new base because I made this base quite a while ago and I modified it, and I'm gonna show some defenses with this base and basically how it performs, what makes it good, what makes it bad, what I can tell you about the base so far. But for now, I'm gonna say hi to YouTube. Most of my flu is gone, so my voice is like majoritarily back. I don't know. Anyways, let's get that there and see how many people will say hi. So the league season just started. Last season I won 12 defenses, experimenting with shout out to TMC there. Experimenting with different layouts, and I did say in a previous video that I would say that I'll make a defense base now, like a defense video, and this now, as you see, there's a 5% defense win, 10% defense win against Balloonian. You're wondering how do I do that? What's the sorcery? Is it black magic? No, it's not black magic, it's a black hole. Basically, I had a base where there's a hole in the middle. I want to show you the spaces. This is basically the base I used when I got those defenses, the 5%, the 6%, yeah, those ones where there's a hole in the middle of the base, right here, right here, right here, and right here, where people can spawn their troops, and they think basically that since they can spawn their troops right next to my town hall, right next to my storages, that they will get my storages and my town hall quite easily, while in fact they lose quite badly. Now I do think this is one of the best black hole bases that I've ever made myself. I would actually just switch this air defense with that dark elixir drill just to balance it out, but that really doesn't matter. So if you look at this, all the defenses in this whole radius can fire to the inside of the base at once. So one of the main things of raiding that makes raids go either good or bad is how much momentum your troops can build up during a raid, because most people will know that when you deploy troops in the middle of your base, your troops can't build up any momentum, and all the defenses are firing at your troops all at once. And it's basically like, if I were to give an example of it, it's like juggling balls. Now, starting through the base at say 1 point would be juggling one ball at a time, which is very easy. And then, as you get further into the base, it becomes 2 balls at a time, 3 balls at a time, depending on how deep you go into the base. And that's when you require spells to support your troops. Now, if you deploy your troops right in the middle of a black hole base, what happens is someone throws 10 balls at you, and then your troops are expected to juggle all of those 10 balls at the same time. So that doesn't work. Now obviously it's not as bad as what I'm making out to be. Black hole bases do fail occasionally, like let me show a defense here where I did fail with a black hole base. This one was a fail because he attacked from the outside. Smart guy there. This guy attacked from the outside. This guy attacked from the inside. This guy attacked from the inside also, but he did have hogs, and his hogs under heal spells just wiped out the defenses so fast it didn't really matter. But anyways, to the point, we are showing this new base which I call the shotgun, inspired by my old clan leader and one of my clanmates, Better Than You. So this is the first defense with this base, and this was before I modified it a little bit more. Now you will notice that I had wizards in my clan castle at the time, but the wizards really didn't make any difference really, because the main force of his troops got wiped out before the wizards really shot at them. So I'd say the wizards really didn't serve a purpose besides being killed by his infantry and tier 1 troops. So this is the first defense. Now I put Teslas there. As you saw on my base earlier, I have 3 Teslas there now. It's because I found that 3 Teslas with giant bombs at the back work better. I'll explain why in the next little bit of defense. Now basically if I were to break down why and how the space works, is if you look here, I have one motor, two motor, three motors covering the bottom. So, excuse the noise, there's an Air Force base near where I live. But anyways, there's three motors covering the bottom of my base. My three Teslas are covering the bottom of here, and two Wizard Towers. So basically, splash damage as well as point defenses, since Teslas are your best point defense, is extremely concentrated and heavy right here at the bottom. So it follows the same concept as a black hole base, where you don't allow the troops to build up momentum, because as you saw, the rate at which his giants were dying was just too fast for them to be viable tanks for his infantry troops like archers and barbarians to destroy the point defenses. So my defenses overwhelmed these tanks, and then from there he was just left with infantry, and they really couldn't do anything. Now, had he had a heal spell, I think things might have turned out better for him, but if that were the case, my wizards would have just had a little bit more to shoot at before his giants disappeared. So here's a barge raid. I do think I had clan castle troops here at this time also, but I can't remember. So remembering the principles of what I said, basically strong splash defenses here being that, and the same thing would apply with air because of the two air defenses there, and the one air defense can reach over, and my air traps here, and the Teslas do also fire against air troops, especially barge. Let me clarify it. You have no idea how fast 3 level 6 Teslas wipe out barge. It's unbelievable, because they really mow down the archers. Just watch the Teslas, they really do work on them. And then the Wizard Towers and mortars simply overwhelmed. The giant bombs there, I did see that they were kind of being wasted because they triggered quite easily. The skeleton traps also, I do think the skeleton traps really are key to the space. And when I first designed the space, skeleton traps weren't invented yet. So I think one of the key parts to why this base is successful is because of the skeleton traps. And I say they're telling me to look at the wall. So you can see how the barge raid failed just by that. And this was a fail raid. I do need to show this fail raid. I do need to show all my defenses, because these are all critical defenses. I'll fast forward through this because it's not really important. So he puts on a golem, the healer's healing it, but the healer can't keep up now. Notice here one thing I want to say, only one Tesla pops up, and that I think was the main issue with having the two Teslas at the back, because the other two don't pop up early enough, and then there's no real overwhelming attacking force wiping out the tanks fast enough. So I did move the Teslas in front because of what happened here. See how his king triggered the two giant bombs, and then he basically placed the wizards, and the wizards under rage wiped the entire compartment area thing here, because they built up momentum under the rage spell. Now to counter that, I basically put the 3 Teslas up in front to wipe out tanks faster, and then put the double giant bomb back at the back to make it a bit anti-hog. And at the same time, once tanks break through here, because any tank that can break through this whole compartment section area thing here is definitely worth dropping 2 giant bombs on, because they'd need to die that way, otherwise they'd probably 3-star me. And I don't have any results on what happens if they attack me from the top. I'm not sure if my base defense won in war. I doubt that's gonna happen, but if it does, they will most probably attack me from the top and the bottom, and I'll be able to get some defenses on that. So I will show TMC's attack just because he's a boss like that. I really didn't see this attack yet, so I will just improvise on this. Quattro Lava Lunion on Town Hall 10, fairly well upgraded. Basic procedure here has been drop rage balls in the sides. Yes, follow up with a freeze, nice. Didn't really freeze the clan castle, but that's fine. Rage ball right in the core to get all the balloons, that's brilliant. And this whole wave of balloons will annihilate. Yes, his core is destroyed, leaving minions to destroy his town hall with the lava pups. That's beautiful. Nice wiping a very well upgraded town hall 10. And yeah, that's a good raid right there. So let me just go back to base defense now. There are a few main types of bases which defend better or different from other types. Now this would be similar to a southern teaser or a northern teaser, whatever you want to call it. It's actually it's like a combination of a southern teaser and a black hole base because of the composition, the way it's structured. I just think it's like a combo of those two. And then this base is one of my other designs, also an original. This is just basically a hybrid base where all the defenses are roughly equally spread out, and it's just a generally well-rounded base. Now the problem with this is, well, there's no real problem. The thing about this base is that there's no weakness, but at the same time there's no strength, so it's very hard to win a defense with a typical hybrid like that. This is a pure black hole base where, if I'm honestly speaking, you have the most chance. If you want to win as many defenses as possible, your best bet's a black hole base. I guarantee that. Even though people are more wary of black holes, if you have lots of loot and you put your loot in the center of your black hole, I guarantee you no one's going to take your loot. And anyone who can get the loot from the inside of your base would have got it regardless of what layout you have, because if their troops can tank through the middle of a black hole, you are basically game over no matter what base you had. Because I'll show you, based on my previous defense logs in the previous videos, level 6 giants annihilate my base. Now this is what happened when someone dropped level 6 giants in the middle of a black hole under a heal spell. Your giants died in about 5 seconds, I think it was, and that was under a heal spell. And then basically the only reason why I got this much percent was because level 6 goblins wiped out storages very fast, and the whole entire core thing of my black hole base is storages, because storages tank wall and keep other troops off the town hall. Now I'm going to go into another form of base, another type of base. This base would be a ring style defense base, typically anti-hog. Mostly town hall 9s and 10s have this base. It's very rare to find a good town hall 8 ring base, because, well, town hall 8 ring bases don't work well, because the thing about ring bases is they work like this. Firstly, I would advise you never put your defenses in here where the fluff is. This is what we call the layer of fluff with no defenses. Now basically the objective of this base is someone will deploy defense, basically any attacking strategy with any attacking strategy that's successful will have a defense targeting unit, be it balloons, giants, golems, anything like that. So they'll deploy the defense targeting units here, for example, and then the defense targeting units won't go into the core of the base where any normal person would want them to go. They would follow around a path, and while they're following that path, the central defenses will be picking them off throughout that time. Now the problem with this at Town Hall 8 is that there's no point defenses in the middle of the base. As you notice, mortars only deal splash damage, and that's a problem because while golems don't really suffer from splash damage and heroes don't suffer from splash damage, that's another thing. Heroes will go straight to the core, and one barbarian king will easily wipe this entire core out. So it doesn't work the same way. But at Town Hall 9, when you have a ring defense and if you're exposed in the middle, the expos can mow down the heroes, and you can also, most Town Hall 9 cores are a lot bigger, so they can fit in Teslas and expos, which work a lot better than Town Hall 8. So I see my network is lagging at the moment. I apologize for that. I really can't do anything about that. So I think I'm actually just gonna have to end this video right there on ring defense. I will show some more results on the Town Hall 8 base, the shotgun, when I get more results, which will most probably be very soon, considering the fact that I'm only one of the two only Town Hall 8s in a Town Hall 9 plus war. I'll most probably have the opportunity to be a guinea pig for Town Hall 9s, and they will be attacking me with some strong armies, and most probably 3-star my base regardless of the fact that it's a good layout. I think it's really the best layout that I've ever made for Town Hall 8, just because the introduction of the skeleton trap and the triple Tesla really is brilliant at Town Hall 8. but it is heavily reliant on the fact that I have level 6 Teslas. I think level 4 plus will work, but we really recommend level 5 or higher if you really want to win high level defenses like level 6 troops, the giants, the things that usually 3-star you. If you want to win against them, I'd recommend level 5 Teslas and up. But anyways, okay, I see my network's finally back, but that doesn't really matter. So I'll exit that and end the video right there. Thanks for watching.